Alex Lopez in the building. Who is this Tupac was lyrical to? I don't know if you a troll or you serious about what you doing. I just need some more people to check in. I need to see if this shit gonna be lagging. What up, LaQuasha? LaQuasha, like how's the connection right now, LaQuasha? Is it clear? Because I might have to delete that video. I was trying to watch that video I did last night, and it was just like, and it's getting a good amount of views, but it was just terrible. Better than last night, way clearer. Yeah, because that, oh my God, like I was trying to watch that and it was just like, so I was just like, I'm gonna try to do it over. And I'm gonna just try to do it over. I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds and I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna end this all probably soon. Only because I was so upset from what took place last night with that live, bro. I didn't understand that. That never ever happened to me. That's peace right there. So I'm gonna go in. I usually wait for more people to arrive and they can watch this back after the live. We already 3 minutes in. I usually just start right from the beginning. So the Incomparable Tupac. The reason why I say that is because I feel like you can't compare. No rapper can be compared to Tupac just based on this man's his actions, his agenda, his come up. Jay Drix in the building, what's good? Red Yola in the building, what's good? So I'm gonna quickly run through this. Because last night the reception was terrible. You would have thought it was raining last night. You know what I mean? I just felt like that was the first time YouTube ever messed with me. I think I was saying too much. I was saying some real stuff, or it could have just been janky connection, straight up. But I feel like I was saying some real stuff last night, and it was a terrible. All you gotta do is go back and look at that live feed. LaQuasha know I ain't joking. You know, go back and look at it. It was blurry. It kept stopping. Like I never encountered nothing like that. So anyway, I'm just gonna run through these videos real quick from what I saw, from what I seen last night. So this is something that a lot of rappers wasn't doing in the early 90s. I can't really think of that many. You know what I mean? This is why I be like, you can't compare Tupac. I mean, you can't compare any rapper to Tupac because Tupac was just on a different level with his shit. This is one reason.
The person I'm going to talk about next is a person who's very dear to me. A person who's a second-generation revolutionary. So please help me in welcoming Brother Tupac Shakur. Yeah. peace to my mother. She not here, but I gotta give peace out to her because I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for my mother. And I looked at her.
Now, I just wanted to show that. That's just Tupac at the podium giving a speech. This is something a lot of rappers wasn't doing back then at a black rally. You know what I mean? Talking about black empowerment, talking about revolution, talking about liberation. You know what I mean? Just, if you go back and watch this video, it's called Tupac Shakur 1992 speech. He said some real things in there, but I'm not going to play it right now. I'm not going to play what he said. Oh, and this is another video that I might watch.
The fans have been called.
But let me see if you get, oh boy. But anyway, it's a comedy skit. It's called Tupac. Let me see. It's kind of blurry. Damn. But anyway, it's called Tupac versus Biggie, Cancel Court. It's a comedy. So they're going to be talking, they're going to be going over the comparisons with Tupac and Biggie. I really ain't got the balls to watch that shit. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of these people comparing Biggie to Tupac, and it doesn't really bring out nothing good. Like, a lot of people don't understand that it doesn't make sense to compare any other rapper to Tupac unless you're going to compare the whole aspect of who Pac was. So let me get back into what I was doing. So that was one of them. This is a second.
But we curse. We got to go out here.
This is another one.
The truth be told and not curse. So they told me to watch my language. Fuck that. Y'all forgive me. You all heard curses. It's bad out here. And it ain't pretty. So, you know, shit, let's be real. That's what I'm doing.
That's another one with Tupac giving a speech at a black rally. I'm just running through these videos real quick. This is Tupac. That's another thing a lot of rappers wasn't doing in the early 90s. This is a 22-year-old Tupac at the gun range. This is a 22-year-old Tupac at the gun range. Let me see if I can find something else. This right here. Oh man, can y'all see it? All right, yeah, there you go. The Code of Thug Life. Those are, how many codes is this? All the way up to 26. These are codes. This is called the Code of Thug Life. This is something that him and his stepfather Matula Shakur made. Rest in peace to Matula Shakur. This is something that they made early in the 90s, in the early 90s, to bring up, you know, so when, like, let's just say, for instance, like when kids are in school, you know what I mean? During that time when kids are in school, no drug activity, no, none of that shit should be going on. You know, clear the streets, make sure the kids get home safe, this, that, and the third. And then those who hustle, sell drugs, gang activity, you do all that wild shit later on. You know what I mean? It was also about, the Code of Thug Life was also about, you know, hitting your target and not shooting in public places, hitting innocent bystanders. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but there's 26 codes to this. There wasn't no, my point is, there wasn't no rappers in the early 90s doing shit like this on top of that. So I just played you a couple of videos of Tupac giving a speech, you know what I mean, at black rallies about for liberation, revolution, freedom, you know, just the future of what we unity, integrity. You know what I mean? These are just certain things I'm pointing out. I also pointed out Tupac being at the gun range. You know what I mean? Tupac being at the gun range practicing, whereas a lot of rappers was just talking about shooting, you know, shooting each other or just busting or whatever the case may be. Tupac was actually practicing, and when he came across a situation or an incident where two white dudes was harassing the black dude, Tupac intervened, the white dude shot back, Tupac dropped on one knee, shot them both in the abdomen, beat the charges, and come to find out they was cops. You know what I mean? This is 1993. What other rapper was doing that? What other rapper was doing that? On top of that, you know, Tupac starred in Juice. He was also doing movies. So he was, you know, he's also born into the Black Panthers. Second generation revolutionary. So when you start comparing other rappers to Tupac, you got to take in all, in my opinion, you got to take in all these dynamics of this human being. This is why you can't compare him. On no album did Tupac ever say that he was the best rapper. On no album. Only thing Tupac said in this song, Something Wicked, was, let me see, because I don't want to destroy the quote. So I'm trying to be on point, and I'm trying to do this video over. Tupac says, I am about to show you that I am a dope MC. You think crack got you fiending? Well, wait till you get a load of me. So he was basically saying, I'm a dope MC. And it was like a metaphor, double entendre, like, you know, dope, as what dope gets people high and dope gets people fiending, and loads of dope or coke and stuff like that. So that's basically he was saying. That's really the only thing remotely that Tupac ever said close to about being the MC. Otherwise than that, all his songs was about his homies, thug life, the struggles, surviving, telling women to keep their head up, dear mama. Majority of his songs was like that, or taking whatever type of frustration that he had to the hip hop and bringing it at rappers. But it was never about, like, if he went, when he went at Biggie, when he went at Mobb D, Nas, Jay-Z, when he went at them, it was never about I'm a better MC than you. It was about like, yo, you niggas need to know who you fucking with. You need to know what type of man that I am. You need to know my upbringing. I'm here to ride and die for y'all. But y'all want to accuse me of rape. Y'all want to shoot me up. Y'all want to crack jokes when I go to prison. Do you know who you fucking with? You shouldn't fuck with a nigga like me. That's basically what I'm saying. You don't fuck with a nigga like me. Tupac always said, I never claimed to be the best rapper, but the realest rapper. Let me see if I can find the other thing real quick. I'm trying to hurry up and go through this without boring you. Oh, nah. This right here is some real shit right here.
Don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real, if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game. And listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it.
Things like that. You know what I mean? Like, basically talking about real. Like, don't just bop your head to the shit. That's what you know what I mean? Don't just bop. Tupac knew that there was a bigger picture at hand. There was more going on within our lives. There was more going on within our lives. You know what I mean? More that we should be striving to become. Instead of just bragging about the shit that a lot of rappers brag about. And these rappers that brag, they brag about being a dope MC. They brag about being the biggest drug dealer. They brag about smashing other niggas' girls. They brag about how much money they got. They brag about the material the clothing that they wear. They brag and they brag and they brag and they brag, bro. They brag about unimportant things. Tupac wasn't one of those. So this, you know what I mean? So if I was in the barbershop with Math Hoffa and all these other dudes, it would be hard for me to get all this out. So let me simply try to just, let me simplify this. Yo, stop comparing these rappers to this dude. Stop comparing these rappers to these dudes. They not on Tupac's level at all. And I'm not disrespecting these other dudes. They can rhyme. They got some dope songs. They got all that. But stop. What are you comparing them to? There's no songs that you got from Biggie that you can really compare to Tupac's. The subject matter is just way too different. The wordplay is just way too different. You're not going to find a song by Tupac saying, Biggie would say something about this about kids. And it's no disrespect to Biggie. But this is actually, this Biggie actually said this. Don't you know my nigga Gutter kidnap kids, F him in the butt, and throw him over the bridge? You ain't gonna find Tupac saying nothing like that. But I just came across a song that I think Zachariah Washington or somebody, or was it Ivan Lopez? He put me on to it yesterday, and it was called I Wonder If My Enemies Love Their Kids. And I thought it was a typo. And he was like, nah, that's an actual song. And I'm listening to this shit and I was just like, oh shit. You know what I mean? The title alone is just unusual. And it's like, you know, it's not something that motherfuckers really say. But when you're dealing with a person like Tupac, you know, this other dude named Dr. Naka, he came here last night and he was like, yo, speak about Tupac reading books. So I would think that Tupac probably got something like that, or, you know, just, you know, from his political leaders or for somebody that he researched, for him to make a song called I Wonder If My Enemies Love Their Kids. You know what I mean? That's a strong ass fucking title. Polish your pistols, prepare for battle, pass the pump. That's a fact. Damn, who said that shit? Earl X3N? Who said what? Let me see what LaQuasha was saying. People love saying Pac wasn't this or that. He wasn't a gangster, but never said that about Biggie. He proved more than any other rapper that he was real and he was about that life. And using him going to art school, but Pac mother was a Black Panther, Biggie mother was a teacher. So who's more gangster, him or Biggie? And you know, you raised some interesting points, LaQuasha. And I would say this, like when it comes to this gangster shit, me going against another brother, that's not gangster to me. That's not gangster. That shit is easy. This shit is easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not no real fight. It's a fight, but it's just not real. Why? Because we shouldn't be going after each other like that, especially when it's like that scene from the Django. If you watch that movie, I'm gonna simplify it like this. You watch that movie Django and you go back and watch where Leonardo DiCaprio's character had his other white buddy over and they had the two big black bucks fighting. Bow, bow, beating they, you know what I mean? And he, you know, the other dude beat the black dude to death. And this was for their entertainment. They sitting there drinking and stuff like that while they being served by black slaves and shit like that. You have Samuel L. Jackson who played a house nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying to you, this is like the birth of what they call black on black violence. Like, if you understand this phrase called Meritorious manumission. Meritorious manumission was created in Jamestown. Wasn't it Jamestown, Virginia? Nevertheless, it doesn't even matter what country or what state where it was created, but it was created by some crooked white people, and this was in the 1700s. And Meritorious manumission basically meant that if you create something that can save a white person's life, you will get money and freedom papers. The freedom papers being that you won't be a slave no more. You'll be able to roam America freely. Another thing about Meritorious manumission, if you create an invention and you create something and you let the white person or the slave master take your patent and take the idea and let him claim it, you would get money and you would get freedom papers. And lastly, the third thing about Meritorious manumission, if you rat on your fellow black people, that those who are trying to form an insurrection, or those who are trying to revolt, or those who are trying to sneak up. Well, yeah, that's basically what an insurrection is. The insurrection is a revolt going against your oppressors, so to speak. So if you would secretly go to your slave master and you would tell him that, like, yo, Nat Turner, for instance, is about to do this revolt, you would get freedom papers and you would get money. So what happened was a lot of black people wasn't creating inventions. A lot of black slaves wasn't creating potions to save white people's life. But one thing that a lot of black slaves were doing, they were lying on each other. And some were telling the truth. But it got so out of hand that they had to create a Meritorious Manumission Act to stop the Meritorious Manumission that they created, because it was just too many black people lying on each other, fighting each other and shit like that. And that's like the birth of this black on black crime shit. And that's going back to this gangster shit. That's why that shit ain't gangster. That shit ain't gangster going against your own people. That shit ain't gangster, the blood versus the Crips. You know what I mean? The shit that they do, that shit ain't gangster when niggas get knocked out here and then they go to jail and they continue fighting each other. You're being incarcerated by the enemy that's been holding us down for over 400 something years, and yet you niggas talk about you gangster. What was, if you want to call it quote unquote gangster, is when Tupac stepped to, I always get this name wrong, maybe y'all can help me, the gangster disciples or the black disciples, and when he screamed on a whole gang of dudes for using Yummy Sandifer and a bunch of other little kids to commit crime and murder. And they was trying to murder Tupac. Now that's going back into the early 90s. You ain't gonna see no rapper doing that. You ain't gonna see no rapper putting their life on the line. You ain't gonna, Tupac made songs like Brenda's Got a Baby, Latasha Harlan shouted her out, who was shot by the Chinese lady. Tupac kept Latasha Harlan's name alive. So many people know her name because of Tupac, and their family appreciates that. You know what I'm saying? Kept his ear to the street, but this was a young dude. But this is a young dude that was born in that type of liberation and that type of bettering his community. He was born into that, bro. We already know what his moms did. If you don't know, she took on the government and she beat him. She won. They was trying to give her 100 and something years for some BS. These particular people been taking us down for centuries, man. The people in Philadelphia, the move, we can go back over 100 years ago to Tulsa, Oklahoma bombing. Like, come on, man. They've been doing all this other stuff. It's gangster to go after the true enemy. It ain't gangster to go after somebody that look like you. You know what I mean? But if he did something to you, if he violated your family, you know what I mean, your loved one or something like that, it's not gangster. It's just it's human nature to get that person back who violated you. But to just go out there killing niggas over some bullshit like, yo, you my op, nigga, like that shit ain't gangster. That shit ain't gangster, man. Go girl, etc. says Tupac was a prophet. I agree with you. Who's this dude? Only that funky shit. What happened to the Tupac Community Center in Atlanta? That I don't know. But if anything, it probably was funds. If anything, it could have been funds. Sosa baby. Sosa baby. The county probably didn't want to fund the cause. That's a good point. That's a great point. You know what I mean? Like I was just saying, it's like funds. That's just like with Umar Johnson. Pretty soon, a lot of people are going to be saying that about Umar Johnson's school. You know what I mean? Who I salute. Who I definitely see is one person that is not afraid to stand on his opinion. It's not even his opinion, but just his belief. So he's trying to do a school for the young boys, and you got all these black millionaires out here. Niggas that throw their money away. Like, no disrespect to Floyd Mayweather, he could do whatever with his money, but he would buy mad jewelries, mad diamonds. Not just him, but a lot of brothers. They would just buy that. Jay-Z You know what I mean? He would buy expensive paintings and shit like that, like, you know, for generational wealth for his family and shit like that. But niggas can, you know, give their money away for that type of shit. But if, and you know, and they do certain levels of philanthropy, but Umar Johnson got the school. And if you don't believe in him, and if you think he's a grifter, you think he's a scammer and all that other shit, then check his temperature. Give him the money. Let him get that school open so our kids can go to an independent school so they can stop being involved in this westernized school that we've been soaking in for the past 4 centuries or more. Their educational system. Give Umar Johnson the chance. You know what I mean? If you can hate him or whatever, but he has the buildings. And people wondering like, yo, Umar, where's the schools? Where's the schools? It's probably like the same thing what happened to the Tupac center in Atlanta. Like, yo, where's it at? The funds. The funds. Like, for instance, let me say this. I live in New York, and up here throughout New York, you got a lot of halal spots. Halal spots. That name is connected with Arabs. Arabs. Arabs used to have black people. They was one of the first, if not the first, to enslave black people. You know what I mean? They was one of the first to enslave black people. You know, having black people become Muslims. Or, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I might be giving you misinformation. But they started sex slaves, you know, sex trades or trafficking. You know, they started taking our men and have them doing hard labor. It was even said that when Muslim women wear these garments, the Arab women wear these garments, and you can see their eyes, but you can't see nothing on their body. They'll tell you that's because for religious reasons. But from what my research from Dr. Claude Anderson's book, and this book called Dirty Little Secrets, the reason why they dress like that is because when people went to visit Mansa Musa back in the days, Mansa Musa had so much money, one of the wealthiest African men at that time. You know what I'm saying? He probably would be as wealthy as Elon Musk right now. Probably. But, you know, when they came and they visit, they seen gold hair, rubies hair, diamonds there, and they seen African women walking with their breasts out, big butts. You know what I mean? It was mesmerizing. They didn't understand that culture. They didn't understand these type of human beings and shit like that. And Mansa Musa was giving shit away freely. That right there is part of our detriment, because we're so forgiving and we're so loving. You know what I mean? And at the, you know, and at the same time forgetful, especially unto our enemies. So anyways, they took what they took from Mansa Musa, and they came back late in the night and kidnapped women and kidnapped men. And when they had the men over in the Arab countries and over there in Arabia and shit like that, they made they women put them garments on so the African men wouldn't fiend for their women the way the Arab men were fiending for the African women. So you would think that they wearing these garments, I think they call jihads or something like that. You would think that they wearing these garments for religious reasons. Right now, it might be like that, but the inception of it wasn't like that. It was to cover up their bodies so that the people that they kidnap and stuff like that wouldn't get any ideas to do the same thing that they've done to them. You know what I'm saying? And now my point is, these Arabs are all in our community. All in our community with this halal. People eating lamb over rice, chicken over rice. They calling them akis and all this other stuff. And they go in there, yo, what up, my friend? Yo, what up, my boy? I hear you are. You know, no disrespect to them. Some of them are cool. But they're in black communities making hella money, and we just giving it to them. We're just giving it to them. We don't even know our history about their ancestors. But now they're in our communities making millions off us, and our communities in shambles. And yet we go after each other. And we call that shit gangster. LaQuasha, this was a long ass motherfucking answer, or, you know, response to your comments. But you wasn't asking for a response, but I was basically going off your comment when you was referencing people calling Tupac a fake gangster or whatever, this other stuff. So I can go in deep, but right now I'm not trying to get off the subject, but all this shit coincides of like, my thinking like this comes from Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really comes from Tupac. When Tupac says, like, yo, don't just bob your head to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Tell me if that shit is real and hold us accountable. So that's why I'm into those who spit the real. I don't give a, all these other rappers, a lot of other motherfuckers, they bore me. They bore me because I've seen and I've witnessed in live time what we should be doing as a people. It ain't just rapping. And that goes right back to this one quote, my favorite quote. Let me see if I can find that shit. Let me see if you can hear it from Tupac now, but you probably won't. Let me see. Oh, you might hear it right here. Listen to this.
And we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players, no more football players. We need more thinkers. We need more scientists. We need more managers. We need more mathematicians. We need more teachers. We need more people who care. We need more women, mothers, fathers. We need more of that. We don't need any more entertainers.
I'm going to play that one more now. I'm going to play that one more time. This is my favorite Tupac quote of all time. You may think it's a rap song, but no, it's this actual quote. And this is another thing about different from a lot of these other rappers. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of conscious rappers back in the days. You had the X-Clan, you definitely care as one who's in my top 5, and I love that person, that man. You had Poor Righteous Teachers, you had Lakim Shabazz, you had King Son, but some of these dudes turned out to be a little bit fraudulent and haters to other rappers. You had Rakim, you had Nas, you know what I mean? You still got Nas, who was saying some real stuff. Even Big Daddy Kane was touching on it. You had the Brand Nubians, you had Chubb Rock. You had quite a few people that was, you know, saying some real things in their music, basically in their music, and they try to sprinkle some of that in the conversation. But to this level of right here, what Tupac was saying, now listen to it again. Now this is coming from Tupac. Now listen, hopefully you can hear it clearly.
And we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players, no more football players. We need more thinkers. We need more scientists. We need more managers. We need more mathematicians. We need more teachers. We need more people who care. We need more women, mothers, fathers. We need more of that. We don't need any more entertainers.
And that goes to that person that said "Go Girl," who was here earlier. When they say Tupac is prophetic. So when I say this about this quote right here, when Tupac says we don't need no more rappers, in my opinion, that's a fact, especially based on the climate of where we at right now. Now, there's rappers out there like Killer Mike and David Banner, and there's a whole plethora of rappers out there doing their things on the individual level. Doing their thing. Collectively, we're not, as a people, we're not doing like these Arabs that are in our community. They're not doing that shit on the individualistic level. They're doing that shit on a community level. And they're making money here and they're sending it back home, and they buying property. You know, we're buying their food, and we're giving them rent money. You know what I mean? Like, the way the immigrants are being taken care of in this country, I don't even want to really touch on it. Like, man, all this shit's happening because John Henry Clark said, Dr. John Henry Clark, an ancestor, said, like, the white man had this fantasy about conquering and colonizing the people, and black people helped make that fantasy a reality. He said that back in maybe the 80s or the early 90s. I'm gonna repeat that. That's another quote that I like. He said the white man had a fantasy about conquering and colonizing a people, and black people help make that a reality. And this is why we're going through what we're going through now. It's similar to what Tupac was said in Keep Your Head Up, when he says the truth is there ain't no hope for the future. Even in that song Keep Your Head Up, what Tupac says, I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape our women. Do we hate our women? Look at the climate of how we treat each other right now. And that he said that 31 years ago. That was 1993. It's 2024 right now. So it was exactly 31 years ago when Tupac said that. So yes, I agree. Tupac was very prophetic. LaQuasha, get that dude Giovanni Gucci the fuck up out of here. If you still there. If you're not, I'll get him up out of there. You still there, LaQuasha? Nigga, and the nigga stops watching the NBA. Yeah, go back and watch your basketball game, bro. Go back and watch your basketball game. When I just played why Tupac said we don't need no more rappers, no more basketball players. Go back and watch that. Yeah, go back and watch that shit. Go back and watch your basketball game, bro. You know what I mean? Go back and watch niggas dunk. And ask yourself, how is that helping the community? Watching niggas dunk. And then look at the commercials. Look at the Pepsi commercials. Look at the Coca-Cola commercials. Look at all the food commercials. Look at all the BMW, Benz commercials. Look at all them endorsements. And you tell me, how is that shit helping our community? Giovanni, go back and watch your NBA balls, your NBA All-Star game, bro. Go back and watch that shit. That shit didn't even make sense for you to come all the way over here and say that shit, goofy. Your name shouldn't be Giovanni Gucci. It should be Giovanni Goofy. Get that Gucci shit out of here, man. So anyway, hater almost made me lose my point. let me say this shit. Let me play this shit again for this buff. Nah, let me play this shit one more time, man. Let me play that shit just one more time.
And we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players, no more football players. We need more thinkers. We need more scientists. We need more managers. We need more mathematicians. We need more teachers. We need more people who care. We need more women, mothers, fathers. We need more of that. We don't need any more entertainers.
And some people would say that's contradicted because they would say Pac was an entertainer. They would say Pac was a rapper. No, this is why I'm telling you right now, you can't compare these other rappers to Tupac. This is why I showed you Tupac at a young age doing speeches at black rallies. This is why I showed you Tupac at the gun range practicing. I couldn't really show you, but on that board, it said that white target, that white man target that he was shooting at, above it said skinhead. That was Tupac practicing for war. You know what I mean? Him going after the gangster disciples or the black disciples and telling them like, yo, they was some fuck niggas for, you know, Yummy Sandiford. Having Yummy Sandiford, he was 11 years old, killing that little girl, and I think she was 16. Like, they had him doing some wild shit, and there wasn't nobody saying nothing. And Tupac came after a whole gang, and they wanted to kill him. So Tupac there was many attempts on Tupac's life, bro. A lot of people don't even know that. They'll say Tupac caused the trouble. Yeah, LaQuasha, get that dude Giovanni Gucci up out of here, please. Salute to James Fignar. You got a subscriber. Salute. Herb says Tupac was the only celebrity I heard say, if God give me breath for 20 more years, I see myself changing the world. This is why he is my number one. That's a fact. He said that because he said, like, God willing, I'm alive. He said he would be at the House of Congress. He was going to be in politics because he knew that. He knew it was going to take that. It was going to take that. You know what I mean? That voting block. It was going to take that. And I damn sure would have voted. Tupac told people, he was like, yo, we out here selling 5 to 6 million albums and there ain't no politician checking for us right now. So if he would have done that, that would have, in 1995 or 96, he said that. In 2000, Tupac would have gotten into politics. So that's another thing that, there's not too many other rappers that's doing that. There's some doing that right now, like Killer Mike is in politics. Damn, see, I wish I knew that right off the top. Oh, you got the dude from Do It All from Lords of the Underground. He ran for some type of political position. I don't know. It might be mayor in New Jersey. That's from the guys, Lords of the Underground. They made that song, Funky Child, Funky Child. You know what I mean? They made that. LaQuasha says NBA All-Stars ain't talking about shit. And who told him to stop watching the game any fucking way? Like, yeah, that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Zach Kirkland says the guy was the guy. Yo, if these, yo, LaQuasha, you gotta really watch these people, because I don't know if they be saying some real shit, you know what I mean, or it's a typo, but just watch them. You know what I mean? Zach Kirkland, the guy was the guy. I don't know what that means, unless I said something and he was replying to that. So just watch them. Oh, happy birthday, LaQuasha. It says James Finger said no rappers out here rapping about anything like Pac. They really not, man. And I'm gonna say this, and it's no disrespect. I got a lot of rappers that I like, but when these rappers start, they'll say all this dope shit on an album, on their songs or their videos. Why? Because they know that it's cool to say. Why? Because Tupac once said it. You know, Tupac was out here doing that type of shit and this, that, and the third. That's why when when they try to compare DMX to Tupac, like you can't compare them dudes, because DMX would go in the crowd and start praying and start crying. Tupac ain't do that. You know what I mean? But DMX would get out there and pray and stuff like that. Even though Tupac always talked about God and who do you believe in his songs, he always talked about God and stuff like that, and so did DMX. But DMX would go out there and do something different. You know what I mean? He would go out there and say a whole prayer after just tearing down the motherfucker stage and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between that's my point, was like other rappers become these low-key niggas. Some people just be saying shit because it sounds good, or you know what I mean, they see like, yo, Tupac used to do shit like that, Tupac made songs like that, Tupac would say this, that, and the third. And I don't even want to start shitting on niggas' favorite rappers and shit like that, because I could, but I ain't gonna do that shit for clickbait. I don't even want to start debating or getting into an argument, because that's not me. I'm too old for that shit. But a lot of these niggas be on some low-key shit. Low-key shit. We ain't got time for low-key. This is why Tupac said what he said. We don't need no more entertainers. I don't need you entertaining me. I don't need you entertaining me. You know what I mean? Like our children are entertained by these shits on a daily basis. On a daily basis. Little babies that's like 1 year old, they don't even, like 9 months, 11 months, don't even know how to walk. They know how to use a phone. They know how to hit record and start dancing. They'll emulate you in a heartbeat. The LaQuasha, you still there? To go another one. To go another one. Cuda Bear. To go another one. Like, you see how they just be coming in here? I don't even understand. Like, yo, look, I don't even understand. LaQuasha, do you see that? Cuda Bear, right above your name. Right above your name. Like these yo, I gotta talk about these weirdos. I gotta talk about these weirdos. I don't give a fuck if YouTube hired you. You're weirdos. Tupac haters are weirdos. You're fucking weirdos, bro. You hate on a person that died over 28 years ago. You're just weird. I told you I can't rock with people that don't like Tupac. I can't, you know, I know a couple of people personally who I don't fuck with because they don't fuck with Tupac. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I can't rock with you, bro. I look at Tupac differently than you. I don't just look at him as a rapper. And yeah, you know, he may have had beef with your favorite rapper, and he wasn't perfect. I would never say Tupac was perfect, and Tupac would say that he's not perfect. Destiny Sanders says nobody can affect your soul like Pac. In my opinion, I agree with you. What's your name? What's their name? Amada Peri. I be fucking up these names. Amada Perion. Um, yeah, I can't stand him. Like Clark Kent, I can't stand him. That's why I made that video about Clark Kent. I'm gonna show y'all something, a video that I put together from my channel. I want to show you real quick. Just listen to this real quick. Dr. Umar Johnson is reiterating what Tupac said 30 years ago.
I know they like to beat you down a lot. When you come around the block, brothers clown a lot. I'm gonna give it that respect. You know what makes me unask that? When brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a match. Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone. Not one woman, brother, a whole community. I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel. So will the real men get up? As men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow.
One more time.
Dr. Umar Johnson is reiterating what Tupac said 30 years ago.
One more time.
I know they like to beat you down a lot. When you come around the block, brothers clown a lot. I'm going to give it that respect. You know what makes me unask that? When brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a match. Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone. Not one woman, brother, a whole community. I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel. So will the real men get up? As men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males.
And I don't know if a lot of people know Umar. I don't know if a lot of people know, but Tupac Shakur is Umar Johnson's favorite rapper. And what Umar Johnson eloquently articulated to those three brothers on that show was the same thing Tupac said 31 years ago on the song Keep Your Head Up. And that's why I put that video together. You know what I mean? You know, Tupac simplified it, so to speak, because it was a song, but that shit is just very real. And I'm not saying, you know, Umar Johnson did that shit deliberately or was repeating what Tupac was saying, but subconsciously, you know, if Tupac is your favorite rapper, Umar Johnson just reiterated everything Tupac said 31 years ago. And I'm older than Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson is 47, I believe, 48. So in 1993, I was 21 years old. Umar Johnson was 3 to 4 years younger than me. So he was like maybe 18, 19 at that time. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, very young at that time. So, but he reiterated the same thing Tupac said in that song, Keep Your Head Up. So that goes back to where the homegirls said that Tupac, you know, nobody touches your soul like Tupac. Aaron says they need to put respect on the legendary Tupac name. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. James Fighter, bro, he spit real raps. Critical Mass says Tupac's imperfection is one of the reasons he's so relatable. He owned it because to be human is to be imperfect. That's perfect. Your comment was perfect. That was an excellent way of putting it. It was so Critical Mass always be saying some real shit. So it was so dope. I'm gonna repeat that. Tupac's imperfection is one of the reasons he's so relatable. He owned it because to be human is to be imperfect. That's a fact. Everyone else put words together. LaQuasha says these folks live in their parents' basements still. That's why they mad. Amada says, have you listened to Pac's conversation with Monster Cody? Oh, indeed. Indeed. My only thing, it's not my only thing, but I always wonder who recorded that shit. You know what I mean? Why was that phone conversation recorded? And who put it out? Did Monster Cody record it? Because when it started, you know, they went right into dialogue. They went right into a discussion. And I was just like, who recorded this shit? Because Tupac was saying some real shit on there. Like, he was saying some real shit. You know what I mean? Like, just to hear that genuine conversation with Monster Cody, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro. And what else did it say? Snoop stole Pac's idea of starting a youth football league, which has now produced a lot of players that played in his youth league. Wayne Lewis says, even when it comes to his music, he don't need features or anyone to make an album. That's a fact. Amada says, I believe that conversation with Monster Cody was listened in by the government. I think that's true. I think that's, you know, that's not an oversight. That's definitely something to think about, you know what I mean? Because I don't know who else recorded that shit. Aaron says Tupac was the most impactful and life-changing artist ever. He was only 25 and accomplished milestones. So this is beautiful. Like, I want people, I'm 51 years old. You know what I mean? Aaron, Amada, I want to see your age. Put your age up if you don't mind. Well, I got to say this first because I'm going to be contradictory. According to the Gregorian calendar, I am 51 years old. According to the Gregorian calendar, I am 51 years old. Humble for the Rumble says he's 43. Ron said he's 45. But let me tell you this right now. John X is 41. But let me tell you this right now. According to the Gregorian calendar, the Romans, according to these Romans, I am 51 years old. You know what I mean? But I just got to say this because I deal with logic. And I can get more profound with this. But I'm just going to use this as an example. I was born in November. And that's the 11th month. But at one point in time, November used to be the 9th month. But due to the fact that a conqueror named Augusta, he wanted a month. So they threw August in there, which pushed November to the 10th month. Then there was another one, Julius Caesar or Julius, whatever. Anyway, he wanted a month. So they put PKR in the building. So they put July in there, which moved November to the 11th month. You know what I'm saying? So that right there alone is just like, you're moving months and shit like that. But that right there alone is just telling you like, yo, I'm not really 51. But if that's not deep enough for you, let me say this. It's the same day it's always been since this universe was created. It's the same day it's always been since this universe was created. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a program. You know what I mean? Now, but 51, I don't know. I look way older than that. Humble for the Rumble, older than 51. So let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Degenerate in the building. What up, Nikki Black? So what is your point? There's multiple calendar years depending on what culture or civilization. We just go by the Gregorian Roman calendar. My point is this. It's the same day it's always been when this universe was created. You think when this universe was created, a calendar was automatically created. Humans created the calendar, is what I'm saying, degenerate. Regardless, I know you got Africans who have calendars, you got Indians, people in India, you got people in China or Asians. You got a lot of people who have these particular calendars based on seasons. It's good because it was really meant on seasonings for gardening and somewhat for survival. You know what I mean? So they did some type of time shit to just see how it was. mind you, there's days like in Africa where it's hot all year around. There's places like the Antarctica, Alaska, where it's cold all year around. So it's like for them, humble for the rumble. So like for them, it's like people in Alaska, some people in Africa, that's how it was. It's always been, but there's certain parts on this earth where we get the summer, winter, spring, fall type shit, but it's the same day it's always been. So when you think when this universe was created, you think Monday was automatically here? No, Monday is a term. Somebody created that. But Monday is also a program. So when today is what? Sunday for those, but it's a holiday tomorrow for President's Day. And when President's Day is tomorrow, and there's a lot of these presidents who own slaves and shit, but we got the day off. That's another question. That's another story. So anyway, there's some people who got to go to work tomorrow, and they got to go to work like this. Oh boy, tomorrow's Monday. You know what I mean? Get through Monday and then Tuesday. All right, we got through Monday. I still got Tuesday, but I still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I still got whatever. Then Wednesday come, what do they call it? Hump day. You know what I mean? Because you got 2 days left. You made it to the third day, so your energy rises just a little bit. Then Thursday come. Some people get paid on Thursdays and stuff like that. Thursdays is usually ladies' night and shit like that when I was coming up. So then Thursday come about, now you a little bit ready, like you're going to take a chance of going out without getting too tipsy, without getting too drunk, and then go to work the next day, which is Friday, because you like, fuck it, it's Friday. You know what I mean? What we about to do? We out of town for the weekend. What we doing? And then Saturday get here, it's lit. You know what I mean? It's this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. We partying, we getting fucked up, we drinking, we doing this, violence, niggas shooting, all types of shit. And then Sunday get here, a lot of us is chilling, we watching games, some of us is going to church, and we calming back down again, relaxing, we trying to take it all in, because we know we got to go back to work tomorrow at Monday, and now we back at Monday again, and then now we back at Tuesday again, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, and then now we rate. You know what I'm saying? So degenerate. That's my point. That's my point. This shit is made up. It's a program, bro. There's no way to tell me my true age. When they tell you, for those who believe in dinosaurs, I don't even want to get on that subject, but dinosaurs or human beings, how can somebody that, let's go back in 1942, any type of what do you call them? Paleontology, the people that find fossils and bones and shit like that, and they'll look at a bone and they'll tell you this shit is 1 million years old. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know this shit is 1 million years old when you only been alive for 53 years or 32 years? How do you know this shit is 1 million years old? How do you know this earth, this universe is billions years old? How do you know that? Are you speculating? Is this a fact or is this your opinion? So you gotta start thinking with logic. You can't be thinking on a program, or you just can't be thinking because somebody else, you can't be going along with what somebody else done told you. You gotta be logical about certain shit, but that's just me. Yeah, how do you say that shit? I always say that name right because I don't say it on a regular bit. Paleontologist. You know what I mean? So you got to be logical about certain shit. So that's just me. So the brother just said I probably look 40. Some people say that. You know what I mean? And one more thing to add to that, because it's getting late. Check this out. Now, this is important for those who are listening. I feel it's important. Now, usually when we're born, before we're born, the woman finds out she's pregnant. And if she's a responsible woman, knowing that she's about to bring forth a seed, an infant, and before she got pregnant, she was smoking, she was drinking, she was carrying on, she was doing certain things, but she decides to cut all that out. She decides to stop drinking. She decides to stop smoking. She now decides to watch what she puts in her body. You know what I mean? Because she's birthing. She wants to bring forth a healthy infant. So she cuts all that out. You know what I mean? She cuts all of this. Let's just say she cuts out the cigarette, maybe the soda. You know what I mean? And and it's probably hard for her, but she cuts it out. But when her baby is born, her baby is healthy. You know what I mean? He's functioning at a rate like, wow, like he's some babies are born and they start looking, and you know what I mean? Some of them are born like, you've seen how a lot of babies that were addicted to crack are born premature. You see how small they are. You could hold them in your hand. Why? Because that woman that had it, she was an addict, you know what I mean? And she was an addict, and so was her baby, and the baby is born unhealthy. The baby took on the DNA, the blood of that mother. But when the woman is healthy, and then 9 times out of 10, many of us hope and pray that the infant comes out, you know what I mean, healthy, and normally it does. And sometimes the baby just comes out like, damn, looking at shit, hair growing, eyes wide open, might come out smiling and shit like that. And then so as time goes on, so you were born healthy. When you turn 18, no. So when you start becoming 1, 2, this is where the problem starts coming in. And I just want y'all to hear me out. This is where the problems start coming in. So now the baby is 2. You inviting everybody over. Now what we're doing. Now I know this is crazy, but just think about what I'm saying. So you inviting everybody over. You throwing a little birthday party. Now you got cake and ice cream, and you got juices and things like that. You know, not the activities. That's, you know, still fun for the kids, but the stuff that you're giving the kid now. So now you're giving them sweets. If you don't do it on a regular basis, then that's cool. But at this point in time, this is how it starts. This is the inception of what I'm about to say. So you start giving the baby sugar. And a lot of us don't know that sugar is addictive. You know what I mean? We don't know that shit. So you give it to them. So sometimes you giving a baby some sweets every day. But, you know, that's on their birthdays. So now the infant is now 18. You know what I'm saying? And according to the law, you got to be 21 to drink. So let's just say, you know, you still, now you're celebrating. You're still eating unhealthy. You're beginning to drink unhealthy things. And when you turn 21, now you want to get fucked up. Now you want to get drunk. You know what I mean? Now you want to turn up. Now you want to eat cake, and now you want to and liquor at the same token, and this, that, and the third, and smoke weed and do all these other type of drugs. And now you're 21 and you're 25 and you're still doing that shit. Every time our birthday comes around, we turn the fuck up, and we totally either forget or we don't know that when our mother birthed us, we was born healthy, but we don't remain that way. So according to this program with these calendars, every time our birthday come around, we turning up. A lot of us is fucking there about to kill themselves on their fucking birthday. Going out here getting drunk, waking up with a hangover and shit like that. Oh, because now I'm 30. Yeah, I'm, you know, look good. Oh, yeah, come on, man. The program is what I'm talking about. Thinking logical is what I'm talking about. This is what Tupac was saying. When Tupac said this, let me play that shit one more time, because there was a point in there where Tupac said we need thinkers. Listen.
And we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players, no more football players. We need more thinkers. We need more scientists. We need more managers. We need more mathematicians. We need more teachers. We need more people who care. We need more women, mothers, fathers. We need more of that. We don't need any more entertainers.
And you heard what he said in there. We need more.
And we don't need no.
You heard what he said in there. We need more thinkers. That's what I do. That's all I do is think. You know, I don't drive myself insane. I don't drive myself crazy. But a lot of us need to think. So you hear at this Tupac channel and stuff like that, and if you appreciate Tupac, and people hear us saying put respect on Tupac's name and stuff like that. So the reason why I talk the way I talk, move the way I move, do the things that I do, is truly because a lot of it is because of this person. It's because of Tupac. Our lifestyles are similar to an extent. You know what I mean? No father, but later on he did have his father. I never had my father. You know what I mean? My uncles were doing something differently. My other uncles were those in hip hop. Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Rakim, Cool G Rap, you know, LL, Run DMC, EPMD. Those became like my uncles because they were older than me. But Tupac became my brother, and he's a year older than me. And he became a person that I looked up to to this day that I still look up to. To this day, I haven't even accomplished what this man accomplished in his 25 years, especially in the last 5 years of his life. I am nowhere near that. I am nowhere near that. And this, I'm gonna end this off right here because Tupac said this. Hopefully I can find it. This right here. Oh man. I hope this is it. Damn, why did she keep going to Facebook, man? It's fucking up my game plan.
I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I can go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I can go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my faith and find my soul. There, it's not sold, I didn't sell it, it's still within me, I still feel it, my heart is still connected to my body, through pain. So, for that blessing from black people.
That right there. That right there, man. So that right there is not just the rapper Tupac that I love, is everything about this man, yo. You know what I mean? And this is why I say Tupac is the incomparable. And this is why all these other rappers stop. Because when you're comparing all these other rappers to Tupac, you're basically having a shallow discussion. You're basically having a shallow discussion. You're having a nonsensical discussion. Only thing you talking about is rapping. Only thing you talking about, well, he couldn't flow like Biggie, or he couldn't say this like Jay-Z, or he couldn't do this like Nas. Like you're talking about nothing but rapping. When this dude done showed you his entire life that it ain't just about rapping. It ain't just about that. There's more going on. There's more going on. When he makes a song called Hold Your Head, he makes a song called White Man's World, he makes a song called Smile. He's letting you know there's more going on than this bullshit that these niggas talking about. So when you start comparing all these other rappers to Tupac, this is why I get angry, and this is why I say you can't compare no other rapper to Tupac. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And right now I'm just being politically correct because there's a lot of shit I can say about these rappers that you compare to Tupac. And if I start doing that, it won't even just cause a contentious debate. Niggas will be ready to fight because the shit that I would say about their favorite rapper or the rapper that you're comparing them to. You're not gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm defending Tupac's legacy, his lyrical legacy. I'm defending that. Because you think you can keep comparing him that because you're trying to destroy him and discredit him. You're trying to do all these things to get rid of what this dude, get rid of the things that he said, the things that he accomplished. You're making no sense when you compare other rappers to Tupac. Now, if you want to compare Nas to Biggie, you can do that shit. They both bragged about being dope MCs. You want to compare Nas to Jay-Z, you could do that shit. You know what I mean? You could do all that shit. You want to compare LL to Cannabis or such and such and such and such and such and such, you could do all that shit. But when you start comparing them to Tupac, nah, bro. That's when the buck stops. And that's only and I'm not saying because I'm a day one rider for Tupac. I'm just saying that because that's just factual, bro. I just try to highlight some of the things that makes Tupac incomparable. So if I ever get on these large platforms, I ever get the opportunity to be with these, to be in discussion with these dudes, this is what I'm going to say, because this is what these niggas need to hear. Because otherwise than that, y'all niggas just talking bullshit. Otherwise than that, like you talking Biggie versus Tupac is basically like talking Michael Jordan versus LeBron. What is that shit doing for our community? What is that shit doing for our community? So whereas if I talk about Tupac, and I talk about what he was doing, and I talk about how he wanted to help the community, versus your rapper you're comparing him to, and I'll be like, well, the rapper that you're comparing Tupac to, what did he say about the community? What did he do for the community? Who did he ever save a brother's life? What did he do? Nah, we ain't comparing. Nah, see, you taking it somewhere else, Nikki Black. Nah, I don't want to, nah, I'm just talking about on some rap shit, like this, that, and the third, like 10 crack commandments. Tupac can't fuck with 10 crack commandments. Tupac ain't got no song like 10 crack commandments. Life After Death is the greatest double album of all time. And I would shut that conversation down with this shit real quick. I'll be like, yo, so Life After Death is... You mean the double album that came out a year later after Tupac made the first double album? Even though you can argue that Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince arguably made the first double album in 1989, but the only reason why it was a double album because they had 75 minutes worth of music, so they had to compact it and they put it on 4 discs or 2 vinyls. It wasn't a deliberate an attempt to make a double album. So, if you want to base it on that, then yeah, you could say Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince had the first double album in hip hop. You can say that, but it was because they had too much music that they had to figure out a way to put all that music out. Tupac's intentions was truly making a double album. And then after that, you think if Tupac would have lived, Biggie, Bad Boy would have still dropped a double album? Come on, bro. If Tupac would have lived and dropped a double album and Biggie about to drop an album, you think he gonna drop a double album just so he can tell just so Tupac can say, like, look at these niggas are still riding me. These niggas are still on my DICK. Now they making a double album. Come on, man. They only did that shit after they died. So how you gonna say Life After Death is better than All Eyes on Me when All Eyes on Me is the fucking blueprint? This is what I'm saying. You can't compare Tupac. This is what makes him the incomparable. And this is what makes their fucking conversations redundant and asinine, bro. So I'm gonna end it off like that. I ain't got no more to say. I'm glad, this shit didn't mess up like it did. I think I'm gonna delete that video I did last night. And maybe I got too profound for a lot of y'all, man, but that's just because Tupac said we don't need no more rappers, we don't need no more basketball players, no more football players, no more actors. We need scientists, we need mathematicians, we need thinkers. If I can't be a mathematician, if I can't be a scientist, I'm already a good father, I'm already a good man, but there's one thing that I can be, and that's a fucking thinker. That's one thing we all can be, is a fucking thinker. It ain't easy. It ain't hard to think if you don't have no disability or you're not capable of that, or something is going on with the human body where you can't think like that. But for most of us human beings out here, able-bodied human beings, you could be a fucking thinker. And being a fucking thinker means when you start thinking, that means you begin to think logical. Or you should. And don't think like these damn trolls that come here talk about like, yo, chill, bro. The NBA All-Star game is on, my nigga. Fuck are you doing what over here? Fucking idiots. So I'm gonna end this off like this. I'm gonna end this off like this. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play this one right here. James Fignar says, "No, homie, I'm glad I have found you. Somebody got to tell it like it is. True, yo. I appreciate that, family. I really do. Worldwide, like and sub. I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? Just imagine like, yo, if this platform, if I had the same type of subscribers, Art of Dialogue got or Math Hoffa got, or bro, I would definitely get death threats. You know what I mean? I would definitely have to build a militia. I would definitely start thinking on a different level. You know what I mean? Don't believe me, because why? Because Tupac said we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players. We don't need no more football players. We don't need no more actors. We need scientists, mathematicians. We need thinkers. Thinkers? Why? Because I'm a thinker, bro. And I'm always fucking thinking, man. If anything, I'm always thinking, and I'm thankful that I can think. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing that shit, man. What is your opinion on Kendrick Lamar? He's a dope-ass rapper. He's a dope-ass rapper. And I'm going to be real brief, but when I tell you I don't like low-key rappers, I don't like niggas that come through and say some real shit, and then you just disappear. You know what I mean? You collect your money and you go back into your mansion, and like, bro, I don't know what Kendrick Lamar is doing. I ain't supposed to know what he's doing, but at least we ain't got time for that. Like, you know what I mean? Our community's in shambles. I need you to be more vocal. That's the only thing I'm saying. But on some skill shit, on some hip hop shit, Kendrick Lamar is man, one of my favorites, bro. And I don't really fuck with a lot of rappers. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, after Tupac died, the next niggas I started really rocking with hard body was Dead Prez. You know, and then, you know, and I was rocking with Dead Prez for a long time. But I'm just saying, on a more conscious level type shit was Dead Prez. And them niggas is about that life. And after Dead Prez, I listened to a lot of rappers. I entertained a lot of rappers, you know what I mean? I supported, bought, went to shows, danced, all types of shit. But I ain't really buy a lot of niggas' albums. And then when Kendrick Lamar, when I heard that shit, swimming pools, pour it, drink, headshot, drink. When I heard that shit, I was like, oh shit. When I heard the whole fucking album, I was blown away. All his albums, I was blown away. I even went back and listened to Section 80. I was just blown away. But there comes a point in time when I need you to be more vocal. I need you to be out there showing and proving. Like Nipsey Hussle. The bad thing about Nipsey Hussle is he got murdered for doing exactly what Tupac was influencing and inspiring people to do. Nipsey Hussle was out there. Nipsey Hussle said Tupac is his favorite rapper. Yeah, before I even play this song right there, let me just see. Let me let the ancestor, because Nipsey Hussle was an ancestor now. Let me let the ancestor speak. Nipsey Hussle wasn't no low-key rapper. That nigga Nipsey Hussle said, I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Oh shit. I love that shit by Nipsey Hussle. I don't know exactly what video it is. Let me see.
No
was talking to people in the struggle and was like, you know, if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm gonna walk you to the direction we need to be in. So I think, you know, just in terms of intention, Pac was a street dude. He represented thug life on the surface, right? But you get into the message and he was really a revolutionary trying to lead people without being preachy. He was talking to people in the struggle. This was incredible about Tupac. Tupac died when he was 25. Think about that. You know what I mean? That's incredible. We didn't even recognize how incredible that was. That was incredible. Who does that? Grammys, movies, multiple albums, double albums, and all in a short span of time. They ain't going to jail doing all this at the same time. They ain't getting off. This was incredible about Tupac. This was incredible about Tupac. Tupac died when he was 25.
What was your point of view with that whole East Coast, West Coast beef?
I think Pac got caught up in gangbang politics. And Pac was from a lot of places. When he came to LA, the streets embraced Pac, and Pac was really for his people and for just the gutter in general. And the culture in LA is gangbanging. So I think he kind of flirted with something real dangerous by involving himself in gangbang politics, because he didn't have an upbringing in the 15, 20 years of watching how it can go bad and how delicate it is to know that's dangerous. That's real. And you know, even what happened at the casino, it's gangbang politics that happened to Tupac. And so as a fan of music, niggas used to bang Death Row like a gang in LA as fans. Like, it's Death Row Records, right? But we could never hate on Bad Boy because the music was so good. And we never looked at like, oh, it's East Coast, West Coast. We just like, we riding with Death Row because the music, and they shoot their videos on Crenshaw, and they artists is representing the West Coast. But I don't think nobody on the West was on some like East Coast, West Coast. I think that was the media that came up with that.
What was your point of view with that whole East Coast, West Coast?
But anyway, there was another video. I can't find it, but there was another video.
So normally I got 2 security with me that fly.
There was another video where Nipsey Hussle was talking.
So normally I got 2.
But out of anybody, I definitely feel like Nipsey Hussle wasn't one of those low-key niggas. He actually took what Tupac was talking about and implemented that into his day-to-day, and then did what he needed to do for his community. And that's why a lot of people respect and love and honor Nipsey Hussle for what he was trying to do and shit like that. And a lot of that shit was definitely based on Tupac's influence. Degenerate says Nipsey died because of unloyal piece of ish from his own gang. That's yeah. James Figner ain't, and nobody does shit. We just keep saying, oh, too bad. Who's next? Yup, I agree with you. Worldwide says cradle to the grave. Brandon Heyman says, like what? Degenerate. Madman 90. Kendrick Lamar mentioned Tupac in his songs, and a lot of you guys listen to Kendrick Lamar Mortal Man song and interview. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I listen to Mortal Man. You know what I mean? My point is, when I'm saying about Kendrick Lamar, and it's no disrespect to him, I don't know what he's doing, but it's just like, you see all these videos where Tupac is vocal. You see all these videos where Tupac is really being him. Damn, I wish I could find that video that I had. I would have to play that. But Tupac said when he was doing the movie Juice, he says, when it comes to movie, they want you to be real for a character, but they don't want you to be real in real life. And he said, and that's true. Like, it was that short. They want you to be real for the character, but they don't want you to be real in real life. And that's true. That was his quote. So Tupac has been showing you how real he was since whenever. Since that's how a lot of you that are here, that's how you became a fan of Tupac. You became a fan of him. A lot of you come here and say like, yo, Tupac is the greatest, this, that, the GOAT, can't nobody this. A lot of you say that. A lot of you say that. And why do you say that? Because of what Tupac displayed, what Tupac presented, of Tupac giving you his good and his bad, his negative and his positive. Tupac giving you his words, his music, his acting. Everything he gave you was from his heart, his soul. You know about him shooting at the cops. You know about him visiting some little girl that he didn't even know that was bit very badly by a pit bull, and he went there, and you know, the mother didn't know none of this shit, and then Tupac walks in the room and like, oh shit, that's Tupac. And he says, I'm gonna pay your hospital bill. Nobody knew about that. Nobody knew about that. If you watch Thug Angel, that documentary, you will hear too. I think her name is Deb Antry or whatever. She spoke about that. They was in the car and Tupac, they was on the radio and Tupac heard it. He told the driver, yo, make a U-turn, go back there, go back there. So just imagine, you know, you in the room. I don't know who was there, but let's just say, I hate to say, I don't even want to give it a stereotype, but let's just say the mother and the father was there, and they in there and they praying, they looking at their little girl laying on the bed, her face is scratched up, her legs is badly bruised from the dog, a pit bull. You know what I mean? And they praying to God like this, that, and the third. And you know, the doctors is talking about your insurance. You don't have no good insurance, or you ain't got this and you ain't got none of that. Then all of a sudden, a knock at the door. You know, a knock at the door, and you know what I mean? And then you look up and you see it's Tupac, the nigga that was in Poetic Justice, the nigga that was in Above the Rim, the nigga that was just in Juice. You know what I mean? The nigga that just came home from prison, because this happened after he came home from prison. And you look up and you see it's Tupac Shakur, and he's coming in the room telling you, yo, I just came here to check up on your daughter, and don't worry about it. I got the hospital bill. I got you covered. You're going to look at that. The parents are going to look at that like, yo, God sent that man here. God sent that man here. Wow. But when you hear stories like that and when you see shit like that, even though a lot of you didn't know about that, you know what I mean? But it's just the fact that Tupac has been showing you the good and the bad, the negative and the positive, the love and the hate. And you admire that. Tupac, I told you, I played that video on Biggie Should Have Responded to hit him up. And I said, yo, Tupac, this quote was, so it's just like, it's just not the music that I follow, man, about with Tupac. It's the action and the words. You know what I mean? It's like when he would speak in regular conversation, I'm listening, I'm taking heed. So when Tupac says, yo, the same thing that they love and admire about me is the same thing that they fear about me. So basically he was saying like, yo, they love that I'm real. They love that I shoot guns. They love that I represent, and I would die for this motherfucking shit like that. But if them people fuck me over, the same shit that you love about me, nigga, I'm going to direct that same energy towards you. And when it's directed towards them, they can't handle that shit. Because now you feel the wrath. The same type of wrath that Tupac was giving other people, now you feel it, and you can't handle it. And that's what Tupac said. The same thing that they love and admire about me is the same shit that they fear about me. He said that's why Biggie can't say shit, you know, because the same shit that he liked about me is the same shit that's whooping his ass. And he was saying that's why Biggie can't really say nothing, because Biggie even knew when he had that interview with Joe Clair, when he said when Tupac got shot, Tupac was like, he said when Tupac got shot, I was like, again? He was like, yo, because Pac is a strong dude, you know, so I feel like, yo, he going to make it out of that, and he's just going to make more songs, and because Biggie knew. Because Biggie knew. Biggie knew how thorough Tupac was. That's why he really, it's best to say some subliminal shit and not be direct against this madman. This is a madman. Regardless of what Stretch said when he was talking about Tupac at the Quad Studio, he tried to make it look like it was a foolish move on Tupac, and he was like, yo, yeah, so this nigga Tupac, you know what I mean? He goes for his gun and the fucking gun go off. All I heard, like, it was crazy listening to that shit. It was real crazy listening to that shit. But what you hear is, what needs to be looked at is like, this nigga Tupac was about to defend himself, but in the midst of niggas coming at you with guns and shit like that, and you trying to react, you got caught. That happens. But he didn't say that nigga Tupac screamed and jumped on the ground and started crying like a crawled up in the corner and started crying like a bitch. No, he didn't say that. He said this nigga Tupac went for his guns. And the gun probably went off. And then they opened fire on him. And then the next thing you seen, what did you see? The next thing you seen Tupac on his way to court, bandaged up in a wheelchair. This nigga's in pain. And then he goes to court. And then they found him guilty of sodomy for touching the girl's butt. So you see all that. Tupac you see the good, the bad, the negative, the positive, the love, the hate. You see the pain and you see the happiness. And you admire that. You respect that. You honor that. And that's what made you a fan of Tupac. And that's why a lot of you are here right now. And a lot of those people can't deal with that. They hate that shit. So that's why I get angry. Because I seen a leader in the making. Somebody would be like, how can you see a leader in the... I tell you straight up and down, he's my leader to this day. Why? Because I seen it in the making. If this nigga's telling you 4 years from now, I'm going to be in the House of Congress, you know what I mean? He's telling you I'm selling 5 million and all this other shit. There ain't no politicians checking for me. So I'm going to do what these politicians should be doing. What is that? That's a leader speaking. When it's a nigga telling you it's more of us than it is of them, unite. When it's a nigga telling you, I'm telling you, watch it, or be a victim in this white man's world. When it's a nigga that's telling you to keep your head up, or it's a nigga that's telling you to smile because it's going to be some shit that you're going to see in the future that's going to make it hard to smile. But whatever you do, you got to keep your sense of humor. You got to be able to laugh through all this bullshit. That's what I see. And then when you see a dude that makes songs like this, and I'm going to end this shit off right now. Sosa baby, you still in the building? But I'm going to play this song right here. Hell, let me see. Look at this troll right here. Chic JWZ says, Het, you're so quick to leave a comment that you ain't even spelled get right. So you spelled het. Head out the car, gangster. So what I'm saying is I'm acting like a gangster sitting in a fucking car. This is let me tell you something, Chic, or whatever your name is, JWZ. This is the worst spot to be acting like a gangster sitting in the fucking car. 50 Cent said Big got hit in that passenger seat. Pac got hit in that passenger seat. I'm riding around in that passenger seat. You know what I mean? Niggas died by sitting in the fucking car, but yet you saying I'm being a gangster because I'm sitting in the car? Like, yo, JWZ, like, real talk. You see how idiotic you sound, bro? And I'm not even trying to be gangster. I'm just pointing out, do you see how ridiculous you sound, bro? You telling me to get out the car, gangster? What the fuck does that mean? Weirdos, man. Let me block this nigga, bro. Weirdos, bro. Like, what's up with y'all, man? Like, y'all, it don't even matter if I call him weird. It don't even matter if I call him weird. So I could definitely see if this channel blows up. Well, let me hide this loser. I could definitely see if this channel blows up and I get on some Shannon Sharp shit, niggas is going to come after me because this shit is just going to be more potent than the shit Shannon Sharp doing. Shannon Sharp is only interviewing comedians and everybody's calling them this, that, and the third and all this other shit, you know, because he was very successful with the Cat Williams interview. So I can only imagine if I ever get to that point of view, niggas going to be coming after me. But I guarantee you, if it gets to that point, I will show you that I got a militia. Or I will show you what Tupac taught me. I will show you. I would pick up where he left off. I would show you. I wouldn't entertain the gangster shit. I will show you. Even at my old ass age, I will show you. And make these idiots that want to compare Tupac to the Incomparable, how stupid. That want to compare these rappers that want to compare, all these rappers they want to compare to Tupac, how stupid they sound, man. Ask your favorite rapper who made a song like this. Let's play this shit.
Let us pray.
Hold on, let me entertain this dude. Aware of myself. What are you aware of yourself about? Oh, this is the channel of an old head. I hope you don't, aware of myself. I'm gonna tell you like this. I pray and hope and I wish you don't make it to be my age. If you walk out there and die today, and I knew about it, I would applaud your death. I would applaud your death. I hope you die young, nigga. I hope you die young. I hope you die in your sleep. I hope you die choking on a bone. I hope you die crossing the street. I hope you die at work. I hope you just die. I hope you die in your sleep. And I only say that shit because you're a weirdo. I only say that because you're a weirdo and you think you're saying some real shit. Oh, this old head. When you disrespect people my age, my nigga, you should be grateful that I'm here to give certain people that's listening experience and wisdom. It may not be coming to you like that because you a dumb younghead. And niggas like you don't deserve to live long. Yeah, he's a damn buster. I just want to call these motherfuckers out like, yo, because a lot of times we don't make time for these people and they need to go to sleep with that shit on their head. Like, yo, this nigga Nicky Black called me a loser, a weirdo. This nigga said he hope I died. Yeah, I did say that. Fuck you. You had a Tupac channel, nigga. You think I'm going to say like, yo, I hope you make... No, nigga, fuck you. Fuck out of here. I'm about to get out of here after this. Norman, another weirdo.
Brothers and packs gone, presented by the top, too doped up to ask why. Watching our own downfall, witness the end. It's like we don't believe in God, cause we living in sin. I asked my homie on the block while he strapped, he laughed. Pointed his pistol at the cop, called pass the blast. It's just another murder. Nobody mourns no more. My teardrops getting bigger, but can't figure what I'm caught for. Is it the miniature caskets, little babies? Victims of the strength from drug dealers gone crazy. Baby, it's just the drugs. Visions of how the block was. Crack came and it was strange how it rocked us. Perhaps the underlying facts they hide explain genocide. It's when we ride on our own gun. What is it we all feel? Reflections in the mirror. We can't escape fate. The end is getting nearer. Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God. Blessed is still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, the past and the grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God. Blessed is still breathing. And even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving,
Salute to Miguel. I close my eyes and all I see is terror. I hate the man in the mirror, cause his reflection makes the pain turn realer. Times I've Armageddon, murders are mass amounts in society with only getting the cash count. I started out as a beginner, until my criminal lifestyle became a sinner. I made my money and vacate, evade prison. Went from the chosen one to outcast, unforgiven. And all of Hennessy and weed getting high. The pain I feel inside, you know, it's like I'm living just to die. I fall on my knees and beg for mercy, not knowing if I'm worthy, living like thinking no man can hurt me. So I'm asking before I lay me down to sleep, before you judge me, look at all the shit you did to me. My misery, I rose up from the slums, made it from the flame in my search for fame. Well, I changed and I'm asking, who do you believe in? Let me bring that shit back, man. Niggas don't, when they say Tupac, isn't lyrical? When they say Tupac isn't lyrical, bro, I'm telling you straight up and down, niggas' favorite rappers can't fuck with this, man. Tell them, Pop. I see mothers in black crime, brothers in backs gone, cause everybody's high, too doped up to ask why. Watching our own downfall, witness the end. It's like we don't believe in God, cause we living in sin. I ask my homies on the block why he strapped and laughed. When it is long as the cop called fast and blast. Just another murder, nobody mourns no more. My teardrops getting bigger, but can't figure what I'm crying for. Cause in the miniature caskets, little babies, victims of the straight from drug dealers going crazy. Maybe it was just drugs, visions of how the block was. Crack came and it was strange how it rocked us. Perhaps the underlying facts they hide is plain genocide. It's when we ride on our own kind. What is it we all fear? Reflections in the mirror. You can't escape faith. The end is getting nearer. Who do you believe in? Niggas can't fuck with this. Niggas can't fuck with this. This second verse, I close my eyes cause all I see is terror. He said I close my eyes cause all I see is terror. I close my eyes because all I see is terror. That shit is crazy. I hate the man in the mirror cause his reflection make the pain turn realer. Come on, man. Man in the mirror cause his reflection makes the pain turn realer. Thoughts of Armageddon, murdering mass amounts in the society we're only kicking the cats count. I started out as a beginner, into the criminal lifestyle, became a sinner. Went from the money to vacate, evade prison. Went from the chosen one to outcast, unforgiven. And all the Hennessy and weed can't hide the pain I feel inside, you know. It's like I'm living just to die. I fall on my knees and beg for mercy, not knowing if I'm worthy, living like thinking no man can hurt me. So I'm asking before I lay me down to sleep, before you judge me, look at all the shit you did to me. My misery, I rose up from the slums, made it up the flames in my search for fame. Will I change? And I'm asking, who do you believe in? My faith in God restless to breathe. Even though it's hard, that's who I believe in. Before I'm leaving, I'm asking to breathe in. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? And I gotta play this last verse right here. This last verse, let me see. Watch this part. God bless the child that can hold his own indeed. Enemies bleed when I hold my chrome. These blessings to the gunboard seas. I'm gonna take the fucking tanks and the slave to G. I could think means nothing if you still ain't free. Jealousy, take the game from me. From the better days, tumble comes naturally. Running from the police till they capture me. And my aim is to spread more smiles and tears. Utilize all the lessons of my childhood years. Hope you guys had it all night. Hearing conversations all night. To my homies that I used to have that no longer roll. Catch your brother at the crossroad. Plus nobody knows my soul. Watching time flash through the drop top of the arm. Hold your head. He said watching time pass through the drop top of my window. Drink a drink, read a book, watch the stars, get some pussy. We zoning out. We going out. We gonna zone out. I got a couple more minutes. We gonna zone out. Man, it ain't easy. You're gonna zone out. I love this verse right here. Maya says Tupac was too lyrical. Only rappers these days denying that. Fuck Jay-Z. No one could compete with his poetry. That's a fact. Just zoning out. Just zoning out one time. One time for your motherfucking time. I shouldn't go into the hard part. I shouldn't go into the hard version of Tupac. I ain't gonna go into the hard shit. I'm gonna keep it conscious. I was addicted to the dark side. Somewhere inside my childhood is where my heart died. And even though we both came from the same places, the money and the fame made us all change places. Through the beat, through the misery that came to pass. The hard times make a true friend afraid to ask for currency, but you can run to me when you need me. I never leave, honestly, it's something to achieve. As you can see, it's a small thing to a truth. What can I do? Real homies help you get through. And God, we know we do the same thing if we could. Cause in the hood, true homies make you feel good. And at the time, we be acting up all the time. Bringing the seats to the piece that was on my block. It never stopped when my mama asked me, will I change? I tell her, yeah, but it's clear I'll always be the same until the end of time.
These broken wings, I need your hands to come and heal me once again. It's time to fly till the end of time.
This right here, this right here, hold on. This right here is arguably Tupac's greatest verse ever. This song, this verse right here. I swear to God, I wish he had 3 verses on this shit. The beat is magnificent. He was killing it. Niggas talking about he ain't got no flow. He was flowing. But this right here is arguably Tupac's greatest verse, not song, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is probably Tupac's greatest verse. Let's get back to it.
Dear Lord, as we down here, struggle for as long as we know, search of a paradise in the time.
Niggas' favorite rappers ain't fucking with this, man. They talk about Tupac ain't lyrical. Y'all niggas ain't took a deep dive in his catalog. AJ Hawk. Watch what Tupac says right here, my nigga. Somebody wake me, I'm dreaming. I started as a seed, a scene, and swimming upstream, planning in the womb. I screamed, and on the top was my pops. My mama screaming stop from a single drop. This is what they got. Not to disrespect my people, but my papa was a loser. Only plan he had for mama was the fucker and abuser. Maybe that's a little seed. I can see his plan for me. Stranded on welfare, another broken family. Now what was I to be? The product of a Peter Bass, and mama got pregnant. And Papa got a piece of ass, look how it began. Nobody gave a fuck about me, pistol in my hand. This cruel world can do without me, how can I survive? Got me asking white Jesus, will a nigga live or die? Cause the Lord can't see us in the deep dark clouds of the projects. Ain't no sunshine, no sunny days, and we only break sometimes when everybody's sleeping. I open my window, jump to the streets and get the creeping. I can live and die, hope I get some money before I'm gone. I'm only 19, not trying to hustle on my own. On this block where everybody and they pop try to slang rock. Rather go to college, but this is where the game stops. Don't get it wrong, cause it's always on. From dusk to dawn, you can buy rocks, Glocks, or a Haribo. You can ask my man, he's a mind reader. Keep a 9-heater all the time, this is how we grind. Meet up at the cemetery and get smoked out. Pass the weed, nigga. That Hennessy get you speed, nigga. Everywhere I go, niggas holler at me. Keep it real, G. And my reply till they kill me, act up if you feel me. I was born not to make it, but I did. The tribulations of a ghetto kid, still I rise. Bring it back.
Dear Lord, as we down here, struggle for as long as we know, search of a paradise in the time. Dreams are dreams, and reality seems to be the only place to go. The only place for us. I know, trying to make the best of bad situations.
Now we bring it right here.
Shit, tired of getting shot at.
This is another dope ass verse.
Police and arrested. Niggas need a spot where we can kick it. A spot where we belong, that's just for us. Niggas ain't gotta get all dressed up and be Hollywood. You know what I mean? Where the niggas
Play
go?
Little Loaded.
Ain't no heaven for a thug nigga. That's why we go to Thug Mansion. That's the only place where thugs getting free and you gotta be a G. At Thug Mansion.
I hate to spend my quiet nights, time at the wine, so much pressure in this life of mine. I cried times, must have contemplated suicide and would have tried, but when I held that 9, all I could see was my mama's eyes. No one knows my struggle, they only see the trouble, not knowing it's hard to carry on when no one loves us. Beat the niggas out of misery and poverty. No man alive has ever witnessed struggles I survived. Running hard for promised days, but my son is gone. Me and my dogs ain't have a choice but to roll on. We found a spot to kick it, where we could drink liquor and no one bickers over chick shit. A spot where we could smoke in peace. And even though with G's, we still visualize places that we can roll in pieces. At my mind's side, say this place like going is going bad. Got a spot from it all, so we can ball and thugs dance. And right here, it's another verse. I'm about to get up out of here. It's another verse. I played. I don't think I got that on my phone right now. Hendrix. Yo, Tupac, what you want on the streets, man?
Now, of course, I want peace on the streets, but realistically, painting perfect pictures ain't never worked. My misery was so deep, couldn't sleep. Through my prayers and my prayers for kids, second kids, using violent measures, memories of adolescent years. There was unity, but after purity, we all war to our community. So many bodies driving, it's gotta stop. I'm gonna help, but still a step to keep my weapon, must protect myself. The promise of a better tomorrow ain't never reaching, cause my teachers wasn't petrified in class to teach me. Sipping Thunderbird and grape Kool-Aid, calling Earl since my stomach was empty. Introduced me to fuck the world. Watch my little homies use their childhoods for guns. Nobody cries no more, cause we all die for fun. Then why they ask me if I want peace? If you can't grant it, niggas bust across the whole planet, so there can never be peace. Will there ever be peace?
We all just headed for doom, still consumed by the beast, and I know there'll never be peace. That's why I keep my pistol when I walk the streets.
Niggas be talking about Tupac ain't lyrical. Niggas be talking about Tupac ain't lyrical. I wasn't mad until these tricks shot me. It's time to sanitize my posse. Look how paranoid these niggas got me. Cellular calls to be a trace. Since the telling silently. Mama chill, thug, living, pay the bills. I'm dying violently. Close caskets, but those bastards, I leave them bloody. Dolores Tucker, don't let your kids hear a nigga speak on getting money. Benefit every dream, got a nigga seeing things. Why? Hit the lie, hope to God I can fly. Leave a weapon to my sadness, leave a left into my madness. Take that chicken sad, make it more educated. Bigger to reach, bigger to sneak, they hellbound. Lyrically was spellbound, down now. Tired of being held down. Cross my heart, hope to die blind in some pussy millionaire. Living carefree, sucker free. Player haters diss me, hoping hard times never get me slipping. Fuck authority, they wonder why minorities be bitching. We ain't having it, time to tear this shit back. Ghetto children kick back. Once I hit the map, niggas will never get this shit back. Spit it so eloquently, my pistols represent me. Bust until my rounds empty. Back for the street fame. Coming to a ghetto near you, street fame. Fuck little Kim, you nasty bitch. Niggas blinded by my lyrical disguise. No time to block the treats. Niggas shiver and die. Multiple rounds found lace in his body and face. Wrapped in plastic, the acid erased all trace. Military mob, mass, all bones get blasted. If we bleed, then they suffocate, choking and terror. So we strive, seeing our lives be reflected in mirrors. The prophecy is clear, niggas lock and low disappear. Strategize with no fear, wage a war for years. The crack game wasn't big enough, ready to rush. Bitch made motherfuckers get murdered and touched. I go to jail, niggas screaming freely, speaking freely, conversating with my comrades. Speakers Swahili, indeed, that's just feel my first see. It gets worse when the privilege to be the G or the first to breathe. Come to see the stats, artillery in the back. It's strapped, armies be camouflaged in all black. When we attack, holla out my set, nigga, tighten your jaw. Giving birth to outlaws. Street fame. And I'ma end it like this. 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 About that time, man. 2 hours. Now how can I explain how this game changed me? From the same, I got enemies, do anything to place me. My attitude changed, got to the point that I was driven 24/7, punish my mission, just a nigga trying to make a living. You buster chicks don't want no mail. They spending they riches on scandalous riches cause they petrified in hell. It's hell, jealous for deals on the meal ticket. Jealous as niggas, player hating, but we still kicking. Always keep my eyes on the prize, watch the police. See so much murder, neighborhoods getting no sleep. But still, I get my money on major, continuously communicating through my pager. Them that done homies since they cousins, I hustle solo, cause when I'm broke, I got no time for the fellas. Listen, ain't nothing popping about no broke, nigga, ain't no joke. Fuck what they saying, get your dough, nigga, heavy in the game. Certain niggas wanna stick to the game, use a trick to the game, waiting on your turn. Something where you will learn, ain't no hamstring. Them niggas be tricking and taking shit when they sack down, when they mac down. Me myself, I hustle with finesse, yes, I'm an open ball. Rule number one, check it. If I show you gon' respect it, be your own nigga, meaning by your own dope. Cause that front shit is funk shit, some I never funk with. Be true to this game, and this game will be true to you. That's real shit. Disrespect, see what this is do to you. That jacking, the robbing, despising your homies ain't healthy. Niggas live up dead before they get wealthy, but not me though. I'm showing something major, so what I reap is false. That's why my public status is false. Went from a young nigga working residential to a young nigga working residential. I'm about to end it after this verse. I'm really gonna end it. Look how Tupac flowed on this part right here, man. I'm about to end it off like that, but just listen how Tupac flowed. This is from Me Against the World, Tupac's greatest work. You know what I mean? When he was at his, I hate saying peak, but Tupac evolved lyrically with every album, from Tupacalypse Now to Strictly For My Niggas to Me Against the World to All Eyes on Me, and even Machiavelli, even though Machiavelli came out after his death. But with the albums that he made when he was alive, including Thug Life, you know what I mean? He elevated, he evolved, I should say. He evolved with each album. So if you go back and listen to Tupac in 91 and then you seen what he did, like Strictly For My Niggas is actually a 1992 album, but it was released in 93. And then when you talk about Me Against the World, like, you know, that's a lot of that shit was made in 1994, but it was released in 95 when he was in prison. You're like, this motherfucker evolved. Like, this is what I see. I'm like, yo, this nigga evolved. Some niggas come out with a banging album, they first one, and then the second one might be good, and some people go on a decline, man, and they never regain that motherfucking shit back. Tupac just kept evolving with his shit, bro. Tupac just kept evolving. But listen to this verse right here, and we about to be out.
Every time.
I'm just a young black male. Curse since my verse held to turn to crack sales. If worse come to worse, heading for the back jails. Or maybe it's the worst, my only way to stack mail was out there doing dirt. My decisions do or die. I've been hustling since junior high. No time to asking why I getting high, getting mine. Put away my 9, cause these times go for 4, 5 shells. Cause life is hell and everybody dies. What about the niggas I despise? Them loud chucking, niggas chucking guns in the crowd, jeopardizing lives. Shooting right between them niggas' eyes. It's time to realize, follow the rules or follow the fools that die. Everybody's trying to make the news. Niggas confused, good trying to be an OG and pay your dues. If you choose to apply yourself, and with the grain and come the riches and the bitches and the fame. Heavy in the game. We out. We out. I don't care what it is. The game's been good to me.
Nobody wants from test, you know, for them to black guys, one of party.
Salute to Matthew, salute to AG, salute to John X, salute to PKR, salute to Amada, salute to Tupac Shakur, salute to Andre in the building, salute to Zach, salute to Sage, Sosa Baby was in the building earlier. How many other people was in here? AJ Hawk. Cheers, man. I drink for you. Salute to Maya. Salute to Critical Mass. There's a lot of new heads that was here. I appreciate y'all coming. Salute to Denise. Salute to Denise. And we up out of here, LaQuas. I'm gonna hit you up. Peace.